What is good, my ninjas? It is your boy Yinko coming at you with another Phantasy Star Online 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about NGS and just my braver wish list for when it comes out in July or August. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it comes out in July, but we're going to get into this. So, my wish list, which I want to say goes with I want to say goes with more movesets, and what I'm hoping that they bring in NGS with the photon arts. So for the first one, Morning Mistreaver. Morning Mistreaver is probably, and as you'll see in the gameplay in the background, it's probably just my go-to move. It just deals out a whole bunch of damage in quick successions, just easy, and it makes it extremely easy to maneuver. Now granted, with NGS, they're going to have its own movement system with running, jumping, gliding, scaling walls. So hopefully they'll still make it to where you can be able to use movesets to be able to move about the map, especially with it being open like it is, to be able to move about the map a lot faster. So Morning Mistreaver is for sure one. Nocturnal Blossom is really good. Nocturnal Blossom is probably, it was one of my go-to moves after Morning Mistreaver, but for sure, the moveset that I use more than anything than Morning Mistreaver, it's probably my second most used move, is Flash of the Lotus. Just devastating, blows, just deals out huge amount of damage, especially if I get like a boost from maybe one of the techers. It's just like I can hit upwards to about 60, maybe 70. I've hit, especially if we're talking about using katana combat. Katana combat with probably the crit ring, just stupid damage, stupid damage. Now I want to say another one that I've been using a good bit is Thriving Bellflower, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the one where a huge ring comes around you and is basically just a 360 slash that hits everything around you. Great move. Great move. I love using this move when I'm just going up against low-level enemies, and especially when I have my katana combat on. I just deal out. It builds it with katana combat. That move builds it to where when I stop katana combat, it just deals out a huge amount of damage. Now I used to use Eviscerating Bloom, which I think is really good. Definitely hope to see that coming into NGS. Just a really good move. Now I used to use Volcanic Carnation, which is a really good move if you're going up against like urgent quests, things like that. I don't use it too much just because it takes way too long for the wind up, and a lot of these urgent quests, you're just moving way too fast. You just don't have enough time to. You'd have to proc it. You'd have to basically try to figure out or calculate where he's gonna be next, or where they're gonna be at next, and then pop it and then hit them. Or unless they're stunned, or if they're gonna be there for a hot minute. It takes just way too long. Way too long. Cherry Blossom Finale is a pretty good move. I used to use it as a movement, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. Unspoken Barbarity was pretty decent. Definitely definitely hoping that comes back. Now, I'm hoping with Katana Combat, they do one or two things. Because I know Katana Combat, when you release it, I mean, it's already built into the skill tree, but when you have the ring, it releases it. Now I'm hoping with NGS, they make it to where it's already built in and you don't have to have a ring in order to release Katana Combat. It's already something that you can release with once you use the blocking mechanism. So I'm definitely hoping that comes into NGS with the Braver. Also, now this is probably going to be a nice hefty amount of, yeah, it's probably going to be a nice hefty amount of video, but the main thing I am hoping to see is incorporating a lot of these moves. And it doesn't even have to be right now. It doesn't even have to be right now. I'm hoping that maybe a few months, 6 months, maybe a year down the line, they start incorporating these moves with the movement system in the game. With the gliding, with the run system, with the wall scaling. Just think of just the craziest combos that you could possibly think of, especially if you're running with homies, you know, or just randoms. You just, like, say y'all just gliding in, and I'm not too sure like how the gliding system is going to be just because I haven't played the beta, but like, just say you're gliding in, you see a monster, or you're going into a world monster and you see it, and you see a whole bunch of other randoms going up against it, and let's just say you use Morning Mist Reaver, or if anything, if you use Flash of the Lotus, or just another move that they come up with that can incorporate that with being a photon art while you're gliding. Like, I mean, of course it's situational, but if this is a movement system in the game, we're gonna be using it a lot. Like, how dope would that be? Like, just a dive bomb, like a dive bomb move that just does crazy stupid damage. Or if you're using a bow and you're using the gravity from when you're gliding to propel your arrows to go even faster and even harder, you know. Or if you're a fighter, you use a dive bomb fist. Like, just crazy. Or even just with the wall scaling. Or if you're using the running system, you know, while you're running, you hit them, you just do quick succession of slashes, kind of like with Flash of the Lotus, where it kind of just like is zipping you around, and then you do the big one. But like, let's just say you're using that with Flash of the Lotus, like, and you could deal double damage. They make it to where you could deal double damage. Or if you're using the wall scaling system and you're scaling a wall, trying to go towards an enemy, and instead, you know, you use the photon art where you're using the wall, or I'm not too sure if they'll have you being able to scale trees, but if you can scale trees, that'll be dope. But if not, you know, just the wall scaling system to where you can just scale the wall, push off the wall to give you more power, more speed. It's just crazy. Just with what they're doing with NGS, it's the sky's the limit, basically, just because they're opening a whole new world to a whole bunch of mechanics and moves that you can possibly do in the game, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I really hope that maybe sometime down the line, after, you know, they push out all the content that they need to push out, that they start maybe working on making this a thing in NGS. And really, and I guess this is more of a wish list towards all of NGS, because, you know, if all the classes, or if a majority of the classes can use this, you know, it'll be fantastic. It'll just open a whole new world to just a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm really hoping that this is something that they decide to do later on down the line, maybe an update, or let's just say a DLC. I don't know. It's just the sky's the limit with this, and if they do everything right, like you can see montages of just crazy, gliding shots, or a disgusting, 3-piece run slash, or if you're using a hunter, a sword smash that sends a shockwave, or I don't know, it's just, or just with a sniper, if you, or a rifle, if you're using a gunner class, the sky's the limit, and I really hope that this is something that they do not only with Braver, but with just all the classes that are able to use these things, that it's something that could be done. I just really hope. But I'm gonna stop rambling, just because, like I said, this was gonna be a huge part of my wish list, I guess you could say. So tell me down in the comments section below of what you think, what you hope to see later on down the line in NGS. If you're a Braver main, what do you hope to see with the Bravers? If you're a hero, totally Phantom, and they bring these out later on, what are you hoping to see? Put it down in the comment section below. Like the video if you're liking what your boy's putting out, and subscribe for more Phantasy Star Online. Once NGS comes out, we will be on and popping with content. I'm still going to be pushing out content for Phantasy Star Online too, but we're definitely going to be pushing out content for NGS. So be ready. Okay, be ready. Stay tuned. Subscribe to your boy. Peace, my ninjas.